Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Mohit Pandey from Acharya Narendra College and member of Entrepreneurship Lab. In today's episode, we have Shaura Mehrotra, the founder of Matvi. Matvi is a network-based platform which is based on the concept of artificial intelligence. So let's get to know more
Yeah.
about him, about his startup. So hi Shaura, how are you?
Hello. Hi, Mohit. I'm doing great. What about you?
I'm great. So let's start. Tell us about your startup, Matvi,
All right.
what it is about and
Sure.
how it works.
So, Mohit, basically, we are building India's first multilingual networking platform,
Okay.
which aims to use artificial intelligence to complete automate human
Okay.
interactions. So, what we are trying to do is we are actually trying to build a product, an app, which will basically, predict your networking needs and help you connect with the kind of people who will help you out professionally, right? And everything is happening automatically using artificial intelligence. So, we are building this product specifically for the 19 to 25 age groups, so people like you and me who are looking for mentorship, who are looking for guidance, who are looking to interact with the right kind of people
Yeah.
professionally, right? Experts or be it people from our own community. You can use a product like Metvi to get in touch with these people automatically. So that's what we are
Yeah,
trying to do.
great. So, Shaura, tell me one thing. How the idea of Matvi came into your head, and how did you decide the name of your startup with your Matvi, which is quite unique. And there is a saying कि हर एक नाम के पीछे एक story होती है. So what is the story about Matvi?
Sure. So Pehle, I'll just answer that. You asked me how did the idea of Metvi came
Yeah.
into place. So this started back in 2017, and I was working with multiple. I was working with a startup called Sproutbox, and it was basically a co-working space startup. So there were a lot of great entrepreneurs present all around me, and I got the opportunity to network with them. Right. While networking there, I decided to conduct a very small experiment, and that was to talk to people I used to come across while I was traveling every day. So the people who were sitting right next to me in metro, or the people who I used to come across in public spaces, I just decided to try and talk to them and see whether they would be able to help me out professionally or not. So it was a very small experiment that we tried out, and every day I was able to come across 2 to 3 people who were in some way professionally relevant to me, right? And this made me realize that there is this kind of infinite human potential present all around us, but there is no way for people like us to actually tap into them, talk to them, have a conversation with them, and utilize that network to actually get help professionally. And this idea came from a book that I read, which is called Polyester Prince, which is a biography on Dhirubhai Ambani,
Yeah.
right? So that book talked about how Dhirubhai Ambani as an entrepreneur leveraged his networking skills,
Yeah.
right, to become what he did, right? So that was something that was very inspiring for me, and I realized that a lot of people around us are not able to network with
Yeah.
people, right?
Right.
So not everybody is good at networking. Not everybody can actually go out and say hi to
Yeah.
somebody
Yeah.
who that person
Yeah.
doesn't happen to
Yeah.
be knowing,
Right.
right? So we wanted to build a platform that will automate this whole process, and that will actually get in touch with the people that you don't know but are willing to help you out professionally in some way or the other. So this whole concept was further validated while I was working with Ogilvy and Mather, which is India's largest advertising agency. So while I was working there, there were these amazing professionals present all around me, and I wanted to, talk to them. I wanted to have a conversation with them, but it wasn't always easy for me because number one, I did not know whether they're available or not. Secondly, there was this kind of internal inhibition that is present in all of us, that would we be willing to go up, stand up, and have a
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
conversation, right? And what if they say
Uh,
no, right? So that is something that stuck me as a problem, and I realized that the existing networking platforms are not able to solve for this, or are not solving
okay.
for this,
Yeah. Right.
right? Secondly, we wanted to make this product specifically first for the Indian market, because in India right now we are seeing how the mobile internet users
Yeah.
are growing,
Rapidly.
right? And because that is happening, we feel that networking is responsible for 80% of
Yeah.
jobs today.
Networking is quite
So of course, precisely. So, how will people get job if they are not able to utilize or leverage networking as a skill set? So, we wanted to democratize networking as a process, and we wanted to build a product that solves this problem. Now, coming to the name story. actually we started with a very different name, and we tried to look for a .com domain and we were not able to find it, right? So because everybody would want a www.xyz.com, right? So if you get a .com domain, things are much better. So SEO and everything, SEM becomes quite easier at a later stage. So when we were actually looking for it, we were not able to find the right kind of domain name with .com, and we had to keep on looking, we had to keep on searching, and then we just experimented. So it just came into my mind that what is the platform doing? Platform is helping people meet, whether it's on video call, right? Whether it's on video call or in real time. That is what Metvi is doing. That today, if you are looking to connect with me, we automatically get connected, and we get connected on a video call on the app itself. So you don't have to arrange for a meeting. You don't have to tell me when are you available, and then go to another platform and then connect. The whole process is very tedious. So we realized that people were meeting each other, right? And that was our core purpose. So keeping that in mind, we were able to think about VMet, and we were not able to find VMet on VMet.com. So then we reversed it, and it became Metvi, right? And then we had to change the spelling so that it makes more sense. Yeah. So I mean, that is how this name came into play.
Story, by the way. So,
Thank you,
Shaurya, how did you approach investors? Whether it is a business or startup, you have to get funded to survive, right? So, how did you approach
Sure.
investors?
Okay, so let's try to understand that investors are only looking for startups which are generating some real
Yeah,
value,
right.
right? And I think that the only purpose that they usually have in mind is to discover which of these startups that they're coming across are generating real values to the users, right? And the opportunity is big enough for these startups to at a later stage that they're able to monetize themselves. When we launched the product back in 2018, we got 8,000 downloads in a span of 30
Yeah.
days. We were trending on Google Play Store. We got a great response, and we did not spend any money for it on it. So we realized that we were able to help people network with each other, and they were actually coming on the platforms themselves rather than us putting in a lot of efforts to bring them on the platform, right? So this sort of made us realize that we are able to add value, and we just had to prove this thing to the investors when we started to have conversations with them. So this was back in 2018 when we connected with a lot of investors, and we got multiple term sheets, and the pitching process also went quite smooth because we were able to show active users who were actually utilizing the product, using the product to actually make fruitful connections, right? And that is exactly what matters. So that is how we ended up raising the first round of funding, which finally got closed in early 2019.
Yeah, great. So, success of your learning.
Yeah,
Where
sure.
do you get your learning done? Like, it can be, yeah.
Okay. So Mohit, the learning process is something that's a continuous process, to be very honest. And there is no one specific source where learning really comes from. So, I mean, for me, I am usually learning every day on the job, because entrepreneurship is a very extensive exercise, right? So I mean, you come across new problems. You spontaneously come across a lot of problems on a daily basis. Be it managerial problems, be it problems related to the product, be it problems related to how do you go about preparing a strong brand or a marketing campaign. So every day we are sort of pushed to learn new things so that we are able to solve this problem in the right amount of time, right? So we can't spend infinite time just going into the theoretical background, understanding things, and then coming back. So Reid Hoffman, who is the founder of LinkedIn, has a very popular quote where he says that you should actually just take a leap, and then build a parachute while you are actually on the way down. So that is the whole process of entrepreneurship, right? So I mean, it's more about taking that leap, jumping down the cliff, and then making that parachute in terms of solving problems and learning new things throughout your experience as an entrepreneur. So that is what I do. Of course, sometimes I have to read certain books, I have to do certain courses, I interact with a lot of experts from different domains, I have interactions with my mentors, with the investors, and that gives me a lot of insights regarding our direction, or what should be the solution to the problems that we are not able to solve at the very first go, right? So it's a very complex process, and it has multiple sides to it where we are actually getting our learnings from, right? But the biggest one out of them is the experience, of course.
So one more thing, how this pandemic COVID-19 affected Matvi? It can be positive or negative. How this affected Matvi?
Sure, Mohit. So the pandemic per se did not really impact us
Okay.
very negatively in the sense of generating, of course, keeping the users intact or the product development exercises. We realized that we had to just find out a more sustainable way of surviving. So the focus was on not burning too much money at this point of time, right? And at the same time focusing on revenue streams, right? Because I think that most of the startups at this point of time, especially when it comes to consumer tech startups, they don't really focus on generating
Yeah.
revenue in the early days, right? But our focus was to start generating revenue from the very initial period, so that we are not actually raising VC money to just burn it to
Right.
grow bigger, right? We would want to raise more funds to actually focus on growth, not on sustenance or survival, right? That is what we are actually trying to do. So we, in fact, during the pandemic itself, we realized that there was a new revenue stream that we could come up with, which is what we called the Metvi business
Okay.
program, right? So what we realized is that a lot of people, a lot of users that were there on the platform, and the community that we have been able to create over a period of 2 years, these people were actually missing out on internship opportunities, job opportunities, different kind of challenges they were
Okay.
facing throughout this period. And because of the networks that we had and the knowledge and the experience that we had, we were able to come up with a model where we can actually help them understand what are the kind of skill sets that are required in management and entrepreneurship to either start your own business or to actually get a
Right.
suitable job, right? So we created a 30-day program which has 3 tiers to it, where we are also providing them with course material. We are also providing them with networking from the right kind of people from the industry. And the third thing is we are also helping them understand the practicality, the practical implementation of these tasks through some case studies, or through some task based approach, right? So using that, we were able to come up with a 30-day program, and we launched the cohort back on 27th of the last month, and we got 30 applicants within the very first 3 days, and we were
Wow.
able to close the cohort. So we are right now successfully running the first cohort of MVP, and this is directly helping us as a revenue stream as well as an acquisition stream
Right.
for the product, right? So this is actually helping us grow the platform also, which is like the main Metvi app. It is also helping us push the product more into the target market where we are focused at. So apart from this, the work from home thing was not really a problem, which is usually there with most of the startups, because we always believed in a remote work culture, because a lot of our team members are actually not present in Delhi. Some of them are actually working out of Bangalore, some of them are working out of some other cities. So we were always focused towards the remote work culture, and that sort of came in handy, because when everybody was forced to work remotely, the other startups actually ended
Yeah.
up facing a lot of problems. But we did not, because that is something that we were already
Yeah.
doing for a very
That's
long
a
period of
great
time,
thing.
right? So that way it has been a very productive period. We had to change a few strategies, but I think
Yeah.
we are doing pretty well.
So, Shaurya, when one more question. So, how do you deal with negative
Sure.
customers? Like I have been through your Metri in Play Store. There was a lot of negative comments. How do you deal with them?
I think so. Okay, so there are a few incidents that have happened, and I think our overall rating,
Yeah,
aggregate
yeah,
rating,
I've
is
seen,
four
I've seen. Yeah.
plus on Play Store right now. So there are not a lot of negative comments. There are few negative comments, and interestingly, whatever ratings that we have got, all the positive ratings have come up from authentic users, and the negative ratings have actually are coming up from some of our competitors
Oh.
who don't believe in playing
Yeah.
fair, right? So I happen to be knowing a couple of small startups which are just getting started, who just decided to use their workforce and get us negative comments on the Play Store, so that our rating goes down. But interestingly, as soon as they decided to do this, our users actually helped us actually increase the ratings back, because they believe in the vision, they believe in the product. And we are not the kind of startup who would actually focus more on suppressing the competition or trying to fight them out. We believe in
Yeah.
focusing on ourselves, building a great product, and making sure that the people who are working with
Yeah.
us are happy, right? So we don't, I personally don't believe in playing unfair, or trying to play negative foul games to actually bring down somebody else, right? So our focus is to bring up ourselves and focus on committed on being committed towards the goal that we are
Yeah.
working upon. right? Which is completely democratizing networking and building India's next, biggest networking
Yeah.
platform.
So there's a saying, mind your own business, that then you will be success. That you follow. That is the great thing.
Precisely.
So, Shaurya, how do you deal when things don't go according to the plan? Like you have planned to get into X, but you can't somehow can't got in X. So, how do you deal?
So Mohit, basically, I mean, failures are a part
Yeah,
of the entrepreneurial journey. Anybody who gets into this journey has faced, troubles. Some of our mentors have
yeah,
also gone through
exactly.
the same route, and whenever we actually, go through a dip, whether it's in terms of the user feedback that we are getting, or if it's in term of, in the terms of what we are actually trying to do, or if we are actually trying to, get selected in a particular program, or or trying to win a particular international B plan competitions. These kind of things happen, right? And they're the part and parcel of the game, and they sort of help you
Yeah,
improve
right.
upon yourselves, right? So I mean, failure and rejection is a part of the entrepreneurial journey. In fact, everybody who gets onto this journey is more likely to get rejected than to actually get, accepted, or get the kind of success that they're looking
Yeah.
for in the early years, right? So it's a grinding process. It's all about hustling. It's all about working harder, but at the same time understanding that failures are basically a part of the game, and it's more important to learn from these failures instead of, focusing too much about, or feeling too bad or taking everything very personally. Because to be very honest, nothing in the
Yeah.
entrepreneurial world is personal, right? Everything is very specific to the circumstances, or very specific to those particular situations. So I think it's important to keep the failures coming and keep on learning from them, and try to take something positive out of each of those things that happen to you. So yeah,
So
that's my
my
answer.
last question is, Shaurya, say how what would be your advice to first and second year students, college students who are inspired to an entrepreneur? And the important question is how to utilize the college life to get the maximum exposure to the business world or innovation.
Sure. So I think for the first and second years, I guess this is a great time to
Yeah.
focus on yourself, right? I mean, try to figure out what you're really trying to do, or what you really want to do, because I feel that college is the best time to explore yourself in terms of understanding the field that you would want to go into, the kind of career or profession that you would want to
Okay.
choose for yourself. And this is like a playground, especially if you are, in a top-notch university like DU, or for that matter, IITs, or for that matter, other great universities in the country. Usually you will get to interact with really good people, and you will actually get a lot of opportunities to
Yeah. Right.
explore yourself, right? So the focus should be to explore, to understand different things before taking a leap, or trying to follow the crowd. So there are a lot of people who just look at, startups as something that's very cool, and because it's trending, or because it's in the news a
Yeah.
lot of people want to do it, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me, because I personally believe that not everybody is made for entrepreneurship, right? And similarly, entrepreneurship is also not made for somebody,
Yeah.
so for everyone, right? So you should think about what you are good at, or what you would want to do, the kind of journey you would want to take, and you would only find the answers to these questions if you, decide to explore different things in college, right? That will give you much more clarity about what you should be working on, and what are your final objectives, say, 5 to 10 years down the line. Where do you really see yourself, right? So these are the kind of things that you should spend more time figuring out, rather than trying to follow the crowd, that okay, everybody is writing cat, so I should also write cat, or everybody is chasing a job in a top consulting company, so I'll also start, doing the same, right? Instead of doing that, let's just sit down, explore, think, read. It's a very good time to do all of these
Okay.
things.
Thank you, Shaurya, for being a part of Founder Talk.
Thank you so much, Mohit.